Amazing poll results this week from Britain. Nigel Farage, leader of the anti-immigration reform party, is now the most popular leader of the most popular party in Britain, ahead of the ruling Labour Party, ahead of the Conservatives. Joining me from London is Farage's colleague at GB News, star presenter Patrick Christys. Patrick, great to see you. Look, I'm not surprised that Farage now leads those polls when I hear the latest news of what this Labor government of yours is giving illegal immigrants still pouring into Britain.
It's absolutely astonishing. So we already know that they already get free clothes, a free phone, free dental care, free healthcare, free accommodation, all of that stuff, free legal advice. And if you, by the way, can't explain to them in their native tongue exactly how much free stuff we're giving them, then of course we'll pay for an interpreter for that as well. But on top of that now, Andrew, it's emerged that in parts of this country, we are giving them driving lessons, we are giving them PlayStations, we are giving them DJ classes, so you could go from the decks of a small boat arriving into Britain to the decks of Glastonbury Music Festival within just a couple of years. Yoga lessons if they need to compress from a long day of doing nothing outside a migrant hotel. We're even giving them tickets to football matches. But the kicker to all of this is that some of the local councils that are giving away all of this free stuff also happen to be £500 million in debt. Council tax for British citizens is going up. But of course, if you happen to have arrived here illegally and broken into Britain, you can get all of that for free. It's absolutely insane.
So if you're a very poor English man or woman who's been trying to pay their rates in one of these councils, do you get this free stuff thrown at you?
No, you absolutely don't. And just think as well about, people in a cost of living crisis, if they've got children. How much does the PlayStation 5 cost? I had a look at it yesterday online. It's 700 British pounds. That's a huge amount of money. A lot of parents could save up all year and still not be able to afford that. But if you happen to have come across the channel from Afghanistan or Iran or wherever you say you're from, there's a very good chance that you will get that. You will also, and this is another kicker, go to the top of the social housing waiting list. Because once your asylum claim has been accepted, you will be booted out of your migrant hotel, which means that you are at imminent risk of homelessness in a way that a British family who might be sofa surfing are not. So again, it adds to this perception that Brits are at the back of the queue in their own country.
Well, there's another cost, of course, of the mass immigration that Britain has recklessly had for, decades now, Patrick, both parties, both sides of politics. Your famous love of free speech, Britain's famous love of free speech, being destroyed. An apparently disturbed man has been charged and he's pleaded guilty to a racially aggravated offence, burning a Quran in public. So that's illegal now, is it? Blasphemy is illegal.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be, should it? We do not have Islamic blasphemy laws in Britain, at least not on paper. Now, I personally have no desire to go outside and burn a copy of the Quran, but I also don't think it should be a crime. The police force also decided to put his full name, his date of birth and his address out there in the public domain, just in case anybody wanted to carry out a fatwa against him, which is remarkable considering they don't do that for other crimes, right? Now, under this Labour government, we are now about to have a new definition of Islamophobia that could well include the perceived criticism of anything that's to do with quotes unquote Muslimness. Well, that's incredibly vague. How do you police that? It would stop people like you and I talking about the grooming gang scandal amongst largely the Pakistani Muslim community, terrorism maybe, or even aspects of the pro-Palestine brigade, which you were just discussing moments ago. I mean, this could prevent us from talking about all of that stuff. You have to wonder, why are Labour doing it? Well, because they actually are about to lose seats to areas with large Muslim communities. We do live in a Christian country, Andrew, although we also live in a country where a Christian woman can be arrested for silently praying in her own head outside an abortion clinic. And you have to wonder whether or not maybe we're losing the fight a bit here.